Hello and welcome. This is going to be an All Signs Next 48 reading as we continue the Karmic Karnival. So I made sure to dress for the occasion, of course. We have some interesting energy themes going on that really seem to be pulling not just into the next 48 hours, but they have been here and they likely will be here. A couple of songs. One is Shut Up and Dance With Me. Another one is Break Even, like when a heart breaks, it don't break even. And the song from Mulan, what is it? Loyal, Brave, and True. And also a song by Rita Ora called Your Song. Now, the other interesting theme that I'm noticing is, it very much goes with Scorpio, is the theme of lying. And the message I'm getting from Spirit is that right now, especially as we're literally in the cusp between Libra and Scorpio, going into Scorpio, and with the moon in Capricorn right now, everybody is lying. Everybody is lying in one way or another. Now, this is typically true at all times. And the question isn't if you are lying, it is what are you lying about and why? Because it could be as simple as lying to yourself. Maybe you feel trapped in a certain situation and when you are actually not. Maybe you are telling yourself that you are not a good person when you are. Maybe you're telling yourself you're a good person when you've not been acting in alignment as a good person. Maybe you're telling yourself that your heart wants something that it doesn't, or vice versa. Or it could be a more literal lie. Maybe you are ashamed or embarrassed of a certain situation that you're in, and so you're trying to keep it hush hush. Or maybe you're trying to defend someone that you don't really want to defend. Or maybe you are saying that you are available to help and do more than you really have the energy for, which is still a form of a lie, because even if you genuinely do want to help, if you are tired and you need self-care and you need to rest and you are not taking the time to do that, you are deceiving yourself as much as anyone else. And the other part of this energy too, Scorpio can really bring this up, is if you have traumas that surround people being deceptive, disloyal, misrepresenting you, miscommunicating, and especially lying, it's important to learn the lesson that while those things are unfortunate and not fun, especially when you are on the receiving end of someone trying to deceive you or who's not being loyal to you, that it's often important to recognize that really they often are actually lying to themselves. And a lot of times, even when we sense a deception in somebody else, more often than not, it is that they are lying to themselves and aren't even aware that they are doing so, so they're not aware that they're lying to us. And so it's important that you stop and meditate and go within and recognize, what is it about this deception that is triggering me? Am I seeing a reflection of myself in this person's deceit, especially self-deceit? And is it a lie that they're telling themselves that I am sensing? Or is it that they are deceiving me? Are they intentionally trying to manipulate me or gaslight me or keep me from discovering the truths that they are hiding so that they don't have to face the consequences? Which is interesting. Now, I'm going to go to a deck that I have. It's a Zodiac deck. And rather than reading this typically as I would, like by shuffling and drawing, these are actually sun and moon card readings, and I really like the way the book applies this. And what I'm going to read right now, we're heading into the sun in Scorpio, so I like these little cards. And this one says, Sun in Scorpio, passion, a passionate, intense, or mysterious phase. And with a lot of the red stuff in there, it's root chakra stuff, which is especially related to mother-father wounds and things like that. Now, it says, this is a card of deep passion, intense emotions, chaotic people, secrecy, manipulation, and at its worst, aggression and conflict. A passionate chapter is present or about to begin. This may be related to a phase in your life that is transformational as you progress from one circumstance to another. A completely new approach to life due to profound developments will unfold. Rest assured, you can rise like a phoenix from the ashes of dramatic circumstances. An all-consuming relationship and a charming or attractive person may be at the center of great change in your life. Maintain a level-headed approach to people or your passions, emotions, and overindulgence in food, wine, alcohol, or drugs may become all-consuming. Maintain a clear mind and avoid obsessive or destructive thoughts and actions. Make efforts to be centered and seek to be calm. Channel energy into constructive pursuits and work off excess energy at the gym or at a beach. You will feel passionate about an interest or a venture. Aim to see the big picture and be ready to attain a deeper understanding of the mysteries of life and the subtle and powerful way that propels your self-development. This is also the card of karmic connections. A karmic relationship is best navigated carefully, as there is a soul connection that will last throughout eternity. The relationship may well be wonderful and fulfilling, but if it is destructive or coercive, the choice must be taken to end the karmic cycle in a pleasant, matter-of-fact way. Avoid creating negative karma by focusing on the good in both yourself and all those you interact with. And I want to put emphasis on that also because we have Pluto going direct and we are still in Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, which ironically we're going to travel backwards into Mercury in Libra, and then when it goes direct again we will go back to Mercury in Scorpio again. So those themes still they go along with that. Now currently we are in the moon in Capricorn. We're going to stay in it for the next approximately 48 hours, and we have that card. Ta-da. And it says, accomplishment. Scale the mountains to gain a sense of achievement. You can reach a particular level of success where worldly abundance, such as financial security and status, can be enjoyed or is within your grasp, leading to a feeling of contentment and self-fulfillment. You may appear to others as a stable, successful, accomplished character, or perhaps someone in your environment exhibits these abilities. As someone who is driven by work, has a sense of responsibility and an air of authority, you will appreciate their continuing devotion to these areas of their life. A work project, your status, career, or direction are about to step up to a new level. This is a good time to look at the big picture regarding your long-term plans and to be practical about attaining goals step by step. Also consider your emotional needs while you strive for material success. A contract, promotion, or financial matters may alter your perception of your own worth or your ability to succeed. This card can represent the need to change your perception of status and accomplishment and, if you're at that point in life, to consider retirement. Are you ready to see yourself in a new light? Are you successful? Worldly success involves finances and status, but success can also be described as the alignment of your actions with your soul's purpose. If you feel you have accomplished vital goals, you will be ready to move forward. If not, you will continue to pursue treasured outcomes and gain a sense of accomplishment in your current circumstances as you are committed to your current path. And I find interesting relevance in I have Capricorn and Scorpio placements, and so it's very interesting to be in this moment where we are transitioning into the sun in Scorpio with the Capricorn moon in there. And the two are a very interesting mixture also. It'd definitely be good if you feel called to do it to look up the mixtures of those, but it definitely emphasizes the need for integrity and honor and bringing, how do we call it? I mean, like Scorpio is all about going deep, diving deep, and bringing up shadows to be healed. And ironically, Capricorn is also about coming from the depths of the emotional waters and stepping up into the light and climbing to the top of the mountain where the sun can be felt like that. So we kind of have that double energy of uncovering deceptions and removing masks and evolving and passion. And it's an interesting mixture also because Capricorn is thought of as an earth sign, but it's actually an earth and a water sign, and Scorpio is thought of a water sign, but it's actually a water and fire sign. It's co-ruled by Mars and Pluto. So we have all elements in there. Well, do we have all? No, we're missing some air elements, so that actually might be a sign in and of itself that we are lacking a little bit in just dry logic for logic's sake, which is not always a bad thing. Sometimes you need the intensity of that of the fire and the water grounded by the earth, and remove a little bit of the typical heuristics that we usually apply, so you can see things that you can't always see when you're looking just with your eyes. Now, the Rider Thwaite card that we got, and I'm so not surprised at this, the Seven of Swords. And here's the funny thing, now that I think about it, this is our air element, right? Now, the Seven of Swords fits very well along with this. This is a card of deception and manipulation. Now, it can sometimes also be it can be considered kind of a chess player's card, but it's not a chess player's card who is playing above board. You know, it's somebody who would put a chess piece up their sleeve, or if you were playing poker, who would be a really, really good bluffer and be taking all of your money and stuff without you even knowing it, and then never show their cards. So you never quite know, did they win for real or were they just bluffing? This is definitely a thievery card also, and for me, it's generally always been associated with like mice and rats and rodents and little things like that tend to like to sneak in and sneak out, and it's the sneak thief card, and it's very related to Gemini mostly, but it can be related to any air signs, so Libra and Aquarius are also highlighted there. And because there is so much yellow in there, it has a lot to do with ego. There's a little bit of root chakra stuff going on in there, and because the swords are generally considered blue, it's throat chakra. And one of my favorite things about this card, especially because we're in the what? The Karmic Carnival, is look what's in the background of this card. A circus. Right? I didn't pull that on purpose, I promise you. Now, interestingly enough, on the other side, on the rest of the deck, at the bottom of the deck, look at that shadow work we got going on. The Lovers. We have a lot of choices to make. And on the top of the deck, the hot topic seems to be the energy of single feminine who is self-sufficient. She has tamed her impulses, she has grown a beautiful garden, and she seems comfortable and undisturbed by the things going on around her. The question is this you? Or is this somebody that you are watching? Because this can also be the card of somebody who does blogging and tarot readings and is not always in the public eye, but is in some way well known. It's often also related to Capricorn and Virgo. And Taurus too, just more Capricorn and Virgo in that particular card. Now, the homophone card that we got, peace. And interestingly enough, I have peace on the back, but this was the side that came out. So I have a feeling that what's going to happen is that it's likely that we're all going to be facing a little bit of shadow work about our choices, especially in love and in business. And we're going to see our own self-deception and figure out that there's a piece of that. But it might also be a more literal sense that someone around us is going to reveal themselves as having lied, deceived, or tried to escape the consequences of something. And probably because they tried to take more than they were entitled to. They tried to keep everything to themselves. They tried to keep it dry and logical, and they didn't even realize themselves that they were caught in the Karmic Carnival the whole time. And either a piece will be removed that kind of makes it like the Jenga pile, that one piece removed and the whole thing tumbles, or it may be that they are being enlightened to what piece of this whole circus is holding together the lies and deception. It's an interesting thing there. Now, next, in the shamanic oracle cards, we have the medicine wheel, continuation, which is interesting. This is a card of cycles. Now, it's also a card of ceremony, and I'm not surprised to see it come out, as now is Samhain, the witch's new year, when the veils between worlds are thinnest and some of the best and most interesting magic can happen. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we have 5 wheels on the top. Yeah, and 5 spirals in the rocks. And for me, this is what continuation means. It's not a circle itself, it's a spiral. and spirals continue. So what I'm saying is that, whatever the piece is that we're going to learn about is going to help us evolve up to the next level, which really makes sense in the next 48 hours, being that we have the moon in Capricorn. Now, last but certainly not least, we have the Divine Circus. And isn't it funny? I just thought about that with the Seven of Swords in there being the circus card, right? Now, the card that we got, another new one I have not gotten a chance to read yet, is Crown of the Butterfly Bambini. Interesting card, isn't it? And I did very Scorpio, and it's actually very Scorpio Capricorn. And I mean, there's definitely to do with the butterfly, but what I'm really getting called to, I mean, butterflies are about transformation, but they're also about deception. And look at how the eyes in there look, right? And look at how her face looks. I mean, you could go either way. She could look kind of confident, or she could look like she's trying to not reveal herself. Also, being card 31, that equals 4, which is the Emperor card. So something to do with stability. The Emperor card also has a lot of red root chakra stuff going on. I'm curious to see what this card says. So it says, just as nature imbues the butterfly with an innate ability for radical transformation, so too do you have the natural instincts within, guiding you to grow in dramatic, utterly life-changing ways. Progress is your perfection. Growth is your attainment. Do you shun what you have been, do you shun what you have been or mistakes you have made? Or instead do you wear your ability for transformation as a sacred crown of power? Transformation is an ability, an art, a sacred power. It requires an ability to go through the death of the old self and to be reborn again. I'm feeling really called to be reborn again. Continuation. We end where we begin, and we begin where we end, right? It requires both strength and flexibility to be like bamboo, to bend without breaking. You have to be so strong in your sense of your essence that even as the form of your life, your body, your mind, your very soul goes through change, you recognize that underneath it all, there is a kernel of essential, eternal you that is always the same. That is your spiritual anchor within, a feeling of peaceful consistency even whilst the rigors of life work their magic upon you, causing you to change and grow in other ways. The flexibility you possess will indicate the extent to which transformation is possible. Are you willing to let go of what you have known, who you have been, without judging it, except to understand that you are outgrowing your past and becoming your future in this very moment? This takes great courage, whilst flexibility of mind also allows you to believe there are other possibilities in this life beyond what you have already experienced. This strength gives you enough courage to bear the loss of the known and the terror of the unknown, perhaps even turning that terror into excitement for what may be. Crown of Butterfly Bambini speaks of the spiritual ability in you to transform. This is not small change. It is life-altering transformation where you pass through a door and cannot go back. It is challenging. It is thrilling. It promises so much happiness, but there will be loss to grieve also. If you are in transition through such a transformational process, you will know how painful it can be at times. This oracle brings you confirmation that this shall not be a failed initiation for you, but a true rebirth. You have what it takes. You can make this crazy, improbable leap into a completely new consciousness. You are meant to do so. It might seem ridiculous, just like the improbable miracle of the caterpillar becoming the butterfly, but it is a part of your destiny. This radical change of which you dream, or which you feel swept up in without knowing that what is pulling you forward is meant to be. Believe in your own ability to transform and trust what is happening. Don't dream small dreams, for you are capable of far more dramatic and colorful creations. You have within you the ability to become a creature so wildly beautiful and free that you probably cannot even envision what that will look like or feel like at this time. All you can do is trust in the magnificence of what you are becoming, the expression of the transformational intelligence and power within you. Interesting card, isn't it? Definitely very Scorpio. I was thinking that when I pulled it out, but it is both Scorpio and Capricorn. It's very fitting, and I love the way that the cards work this and that Spirit works with that. And I was also feeling called, I meant to say in the beginning of this that there are some deceptions also around all of us that are not always bad. Sometimes we lie to protect a child. Sometimes we lie to help others keep from jumping from the frying pan into the fryer. And oftentimes we lie simply because we are afraid. And we've all done that. And there's lots of reason to give grace for lying and lots of reasons to not give grace for lying. It really depends on your situation. And much like the moon, there's always a light side and a dark side, a north node and a south node. So what you see in front of you is not always what it appears to be. And remember that, like the funhouse mirrors, sometimes it's fun to look at distorted images and other times it's not. And either way, it can transform us, just like the card said. All right, I'm going to go ahead and leave this here. Thank you so much for your likes, shares, subscribes, and all the deep appreciation that you've been sending me in private messages. I will catch you in the next video.